We may have been gone this week at CES, but VR news didn't stop coming. Let's get caught up. Meta is going to start cutting support to the Quest 1. A lot of people were surprised to wake up this morning to an email from Meta saying, we launched it over 4 years ago, and basically we're going to start cutting the features to it. Of course, just like the Oculus Rift 1, that doesn't mean people can't game on it anymore, especially in single player games, but they are saying that they're going to lose access to Meta Horizon Home social features as soon as March 5th of this year. Quest 1 users will no longer be able to create or join parties, which is the main way that a lot of people talk to each other on the Quest through different games, or especially if you want to switch from game to game to game. They'll stop shipping any new features to the Quest 1. You'll still get software updates that do have critical bug fixes and security patches until 2024. Although this came as a surprise to a lot of people, the initial thoughts at first were that this was going to brick their headsets, which isn't really the case. And some game developers, like the developers of Walkabout Mini Golf, have even stepped in and said they're going to continue to have their voice chat available. They're going to continue to make multiplayer available to everyone on a Quest 1. It will be up to the game developers if they want to continue to support that. You just won't have the meta supported features that make multiplayer games more possible. It has been 4 years, over 4 years since it was announced, but it hasn't quite been 4 years since the actual launch. So I did find this information a little untimely and a little surprising, but what do you think out there? I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, especially something this big happening, because there are still a lot of people that own their Quest 1. Intel and Meta are partnering up to create some of the fastest wireless PCVR experience on your Quest 2. Intel's new flagship Wi-Fi cards, Killer Wi-Fi 6E line, is enabled with a technology called DCT, Double Connect Technology. This allows the Wi-Fi card to actually maintain two separate Wi-Fi signals at the same time, one of which can be running from your PC to your router. The other would actually be enabled to run from your PC directly to your Quest 2. They're saying this could take wireless PCVR latency from 30 milliseconds down to 5, making this indistinguishable from even a wired connection. Current wireless PCVR technology requires a very optimized home network system, typically a directly cable connected gaming PC and eyesight with your router to where you're going to be playing PCVR. This could change all that and make it so even if your PC's on Wi-Fi, it could still maintain the connection it would need to play these games with almost no noticeable latency. It's ideally the same kind of idea as the D-Link dongle, review incoming at some point, is using to make this air bridge already possible. Now keep in mind, it's unlikely unless you have a really high-end laptop or you somehow built a PC specifically with this in mind in the coming months. It's unlikely you already have this flagship Wi-Fi card built in, but it is something to think about if you're buying a new laptop and wanting to use it for PCVR, or as this rolls out and is more possible, hopefully with more Wi-Fis, because even current Wi-Fi cards, some of them have the DCT technology built in. If they enable this feature, then it'll be something to think about if you are going to be getting a PC upcoming, or if you've recently built one and hopefully have the right chip. As we haven't seen this in practice, it has been met with some skepticism, even by the creator of Virtual Desktop, but I'd love to hear what you think in the comments about this technology and the promise that they're bringing with this. Realize that this wouldn't only work for the Meta headsets, but could actually work for Pico and other headsets that are wireless as well. Roblox might be coming to the Quest line of headsets, and it might even be happening by the end of 2023. This came out in a newsletter from The Verge and comes from unnamed sources. They have said that Roblox is in development for the Quest, potentially even the Quest 3 if it comes out late enough in 2023. This comes after some PC versions have already allowed people to play in Roblox. I've even tried the ones where you get to control the big set of VR hands and there's a bunch of little Roblox players. You can pick them up and help them through puzzles or slow them down and mess them up when they're trying to do it. But it is still only rumored at this point. Meta officially declined to comment on this. A lot of people have been asking for Roblox for a long time, so what do you think? If it came to Quest, would you play it? HTC's new Vive XR Elite headset finally got some official details at CES, and it is announced that it is going to be costing $1,100, much cheaper than the $1,400 that was leaked. HTC even had very exclusive demos offsite at CES for certain people to actually try. Early reactions were very positive towards the headset. One notable feature in this is a swappable rear part of the head strap. You can swap from the counterweight battery pack in the back to more like a simple sunglasses style around your ear, and then it can even be connected directly to a phone to be used just like HTC's Vive Flow. This also enables you to hot swap battery packs on it. This is a mixed reality device with full color pass-through. A lot of people are comparing this to the Quest Pro, but with more features and a lower price. It also has the depth sensor that the Quest Pro had and then dropped, along with 4 cameras and a color camera to give that RGB pass-through. It is using pancake lenses like the Quest Pro, allowing it to look like it is much thinner than most modern VR headsets. They have a mechanical IPD adjuster going from 54 to 73 millimeters. No eye tracking, surprisingly, unless you add on the optional eye tracking module that's coming out later this year. A total weight of 625 grams of the battery, but it goes down to 273 if you use it in glasses mode. Now, $1,100 might sound a lot cheaper than $1,500 for a Quest Pro, but that still puts this out of the realm of consumer-friendly VR. Not a lot of people are going to buy their kids a Christmas present that's $1,100, or at least no family that I know of. But what do you think? Does this mean HTC might be getting back in line with more of the mass general population in VR? Do you think this is just a close enough price that some enthusiasts would spring for this, unlike the Quest Pro with its $1,500 price tag? I'd love to know. Racing sim fans, get ready. Grid Legends is coming to Quest 2 on January 12th. The game, which is going to launch at $30, is available for pre-order for only $27. This is a VR version of their popular arcade racing sim, and it's going to include a full single-player story mode, a race creator to design your own races, and online multiplayer. Sadly, that won't be online multiplayer with the flat screen versions, but that'll be with any other VR players. This is going to be one of the biggest downloads for the Quest 2 at over 31 gigabytes. Make sure you got plenty of space, especially if you have one of the refurbished 64 gigabyte editions. The trailer has me really interested, especially in the trailer. It's hard to tell, but it looks like you might be using your actual hands controllers on the steering wheel, unless of course those are just virtual hands and you're using an analog stick. I'm interested to see what it's going to be like, and hopefully we'll be getting a code in to check this out here very soon. We got a lot more coming. We were at CES, so we got videos coming from that to tell you about. More news coming a little later this week too, as we're getting caught up from our trip. But it's been an amazing time, amazing new year, and I want to say a huge thank you to all of you for making it happen. But thank you, and I will see you in another reality.